Okay, so we've been exploring in this term the just sitting practices, which is one of the three practices that we teach at a kind of introductory level with Triratna. So yes, this idea of just sitting, of simply being, of awareness, sitting in awareness. Other words for that can be presence. So we're always aware, well, perhaps when we're in deep sleep. But even then, the body is still alive and aware. Hear a loud sound or somebody turns on the light. The senses are still there and they wake up. So we always have awareness in every part of our lives. So it's not like we're searching for something that's not already here when we are doing awareness practice. In some ways, it's noticing the quality of awareness more and bringing it more to the fore. So what tends to be at the fore, I think we all aware of this, is the thinking mind tends to be what's at the forefront of our experience a lot of the time. So attention, awareness is caught up with the thinking mind, even to the point where awareness thinks that that's what it is. It thinks it is that thinking mind. And awareness is always here now in this moment. It's never anywhere else. It's never in the future. It's never in the past. Our experience of the past and future, and we'll probably have a look at this in a meditation in a few weeks, having a look at this idea of past and future and time in our experience. But awareness is always here now. It's this present moment and everything that's arising in our awareness in this present moment. And it simply is. It's there. It experiences everything. It takes everything in, and it doesn't judge our experience. Our judgment of our experience takes place in the thinking mind. Our views about ourselves, our views about the world, but awareness is just here, taking in this moment everything that's arising in our experience through the six senses. So the five senses that we're familiar with, and the mind sense as well. So with this just sitting practice, you could say it's a way to practice being with something that's already here, which is awareness. Coming out of our thinking mind, coming out of our thoughts, coming out of our stories, using the body particularly as a way to do that. So when we're aware in one of the other senses, and for meditation, the body is usually the best sense, the physical sense is the best sense to focus on, to bring us out of our mind. It's very immediate. The breath meditation, focusing on the breath, the mindfulness of breathing, is about that. It's bringing us out of our thinking mind and using the breath as an object of awareness. But the whole body sensate experience, if we go to that, then we can't be in the thinking mind and identified with the thinking mind at the same time. So you could say that we're trying to, normally we take our stand, in our thinking mind. That's where we sort of see ourselves as being and residing. So the just sitting practice, we're learning to be and reside, or stand, if you like, more in awareness itself. And we can also see that this awareness is our larger self. So all of our experience through the senses, and particularly through the thinking mind, arise within awareness. So even our thoughts, our ideas, our emotions, they also all arise within awareness. So there's various ways of pointing to this simple presence, this simple awareness. And we've been looking at a few of those. So for the last few weeks, we've been looking at the body and how the body appears in direct experience. And also we did that exercise where we looked at the mind's idea of the body and our actual aware experience of the body, and are they the same thing? So we did this exercise where we went down to we went to various parts of our body, like to our feet, and saw that in actual experience, the foot or the toe, whatever we were looking at, or the elbow, in a sensate direct experience is different from our mental construction of that. So we're trying to look at our experience in its actual appearance, how it actually appears to us. And we also looked at the body, and did the body in direct experience seem to have any edges to it? Could we actually tell, say where we're sitting on our seat or cushions, where the body ended and the cushion started? So we're exploring in this direct way how the body appeared in awareness, as opposed to our mental constructions, our ideas about it. So today I thought we can have a look at thoughts themselves. So how it is that thought appears in direct experience. So this can get a little bit subtle, and it's quite a subtle thing to try and see our thoughts from this point of view of awareness, rather than to be, as it were, caught within our thinking mind. But we'll do the meditation today. We'll ground ourselves in our body, which is always a place to start, and we'll start turning towards looking at how our thoughts appear in direct experience. So I hope that all makes sense. Anyway, always the best way to do this is just to do a meditation and see how we get on. And then after you've done the meditation, around about 2 o'clock, we'll have about half an hour for our conversation and discussion on the meditation that we've just done. But I'll lead us through it all. So yeah, if you want to get yourselves into meditation posture, get comfortable. So it's important to, even if we're experienced with meditation, to pay attention to our posture is always useful, and stop us slipping into kind of bad habits with the posture if we just check in with it every now and then. So you may be sitting cross-legged on the floor or on some sort of meditation stool, Maybe sitting in a chair, but the principles remain the same. So we want a stable base, good contact with the ground, and we're looking for this stability in the posture. We've probably all of us seen different statues of the Buddha. Most of them, at least, he's sitting in a good posture, so he's got this stable contact with the ground, which enables the body to relax, to feel supported. And he's always sitting with his spine upright, not bolt upright, but just upright enough so that there's a sense of energy and aliveness. So the stability enables the support and the relaxation, which are also, you could say, mental qualities that we need for the meditation. And the upright spine, the chin slightly tucked in, provides the sense of alertness, awakeness that we also need for the meditation. So we should be able to, with a good posture, just feel we can let go into it, relax the body, and yet still be alert. So noticing where our attention is in the body. So usually it's somewhere behind the eyes, somewhere around the head, a kind of sense of where we are in the body. So our attention may be with thinking, following our thoughts, or it may be that our attention is already with the body. Might be it's being drawn to some sounds that are in the room or outside. And of course, it may be that attention is wandering around from place to place. Just noticing that, not trying to do anything at the moment with our attention, but just letting it be wherever it wants to be. Just becoming aware of using the body, becoming aware of where attention goes. So we'll start the meditation by bringing ourselves more into the physical body. So guiding the meditation down through the body. But start by becoming aware of the physical sensations around the head. So the sensations around the eyes, sensations in the jaw, and the face. So we're looking for the direct physical sensations as they appear. So we did this exercise before where we saw that when we think about some part of the body, in order to go to it with our attention, we tend to make a kind of mental construction of that, which is fine. So if I say the word jaw, maybe to start with, there's some kind of mental image of that part of the face, the head. We're trying to look beyond the mental idea of that part of the body into the actual sensations in that part of the body. So the tactile sensations themselves. As we start to get in touch with the actual tactile sense of the body, just rest in those sensations that become apparent. So this is awareness coming out of the thinking mind and into the actual experience of the body, as if we are seeing from inside that part of the body. You may notice as we start to do this that there can be a sense of immediate calming in the mind-body experience, simply by coming into the direct physical experience of the body. The thinking mind is continually going. It can be very exhausting. And awareness of the physical, tactile body can be very nourishing. So we'll come down through the body, down into the lower abdomen, noticing the sensations as we come down. So moving down to the neck and throat, becoming aware of the sensations there. Some areas of the body feel more apparent than others. So sometimes we go to a part of the body and it's quite vague. If we just stay in that area with our attention, the sensations often become more apparent. And coming down into the upper chest. So this is the area of the rib cage, also the area around the heart. So for some people, this is an area of the body where we can feel quite a lot going on. Some people, not so much. But we're interested in the sensations that are actually there in the upper chest, around the heart area. If you're not getting much sensation from the area of the heart, it can be useful to, as it were, go inside, so the area kind of behind the heart. So the heart is associated with emotional energy. So sometimes doing this, we can get in touch with our emotional sense at this moment. One of the qualities that is developed through practicing the just sitting is a great receptivity to our experience. With the heart area, just being receptive to whatever's there. Going down further, we can become aware of the area at the bottom of the ribs, where the diaphragm is, the large muscle that controls our breathing. Quite often a lot going on in the body in this area. The diaphragm muscle can carry a lot of tension. Again, looking for the direct sensate experience, the tactile experience in this area of the body. Going down to the lower abdomen. So this is the area below the navel. So we may pick up sensations to do with the breathing in the lower abdomen, because the lower abdomen rises and falls when we breathe. If you're not getting much in the way of sensations in the lower abdomen, again, it can be useful to imagine sort of going inside 3 or 4 inches, as it were, into the body, bringing attention to this part of the body. And having established ourselves with this grounding in the body, we can start to take in the body as a whole. Aware of our arms and legs and hands, our bottom on the cushion or seat. Looking to see if we have some sense of all the sensate experiences in the body rising in some kind of space, as if the body was experienced as being in some kind of space, and those sensations arising in that space. So though we may be established in awareness of that space and of the body sensations, we may still have thoughts going on. You might feel a bit more like background. Noticing any thoughts arising. With a sense of being in touch with the space in which sensations of the body arise. Do thoughts appear in a similar way within that space? There's something arising in the space. There's a bit of a tendency when we start to notice thoughts for attention to rush back to them. We're trying to keep the body awareness going, staying anchored with the awareness of the body, just allowing some of our attention to be aware of thoughts arising. So these may be images or memories spontaneously arising. Quite often it's words, in the form of words in our head. So if we are grounded in the body and aware of a sense of spaciousness and our experience of the body arising in a sense of space, and that we're able to see thoughts also arising in that space. Just focusing in that way may cause thoughts to subside. So at this moment we are becoming aware of thoughts but without being caught within them. Can be it's paying attention to thought in this way, causes it to subside. Sooner or later, unless we're very absorbed in the body, sooner or later, thought will come along. So we're going to ask a question. Is it possible to know what our next thought is going to be? Or does that next thought just simply arise? We have no control over it. Just continuing with this, staying with the space of awareness, noticing any thoughts arising in it. And of course, the question, do I know what my next thought is going to be, is also a thought, but just holding that in the background, as it were. You may notice again that focusing more in this way with the space in which thoughts arise can just cause thinking to subside altogether. If we find ourselves getting very distracted, come back to the body. Got too caught up in our thinking. Come back to the body, unhook from thoughts and come down again through the body to the lower abdomen. Let's establish ourselves again in awareness of the body sensations. This should help to ground us again. When we feel we're grounded, becoming aware of the space of awareness. Space of awareness in which thoughts arise. If we're established in that way, we can ask the question again, do I know what my next thought is going to be? So there's an assumption quite often that we are in control of our thoughts, that we create our thoughts. So we're looking in direct experience whether that is actually true. Or is it that thoughts just seem to spontaneously arise without our knowing what the content of that thought's going to be? In this way, is a thought any different from a physical sensation? It's just something else spontaneously arising in awareness. Looking and doing the exercise in this way can help to loosen the belief that I am my thinking. That I am the voice in my head, the story going on in my head. And come to see that Is it really like that? Or is thought just another arising in awareness? Keeping coming back to the body if we need to. Staying grounded in awareness of the body. So we'll start to bring the meditation to a close. Can let go of the effort we've been making. Just allow everything to freewheel